Hi there, Blind Prime here, and I want to talk to you about something that I found out the other day from Transformers Slag Podcast. Yeah, good old Proto Man came through for me because he talked about something that Hasbro's going to be doing next week. And what they're going to be doing next week is announcing the Haslab project for Transformers. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm excited about this. But you know what made me, squee with glee? Just is that it's going to be a MegaCon in Orlando, and I live in Gainesville, and I'm like, oh, that's close. I can go there. So I'm getting a day trip together to visit MegaCon in Orlando on February 7th, so I can be there at 11 a.m. at the Hasbro panel because I want to be there to witness them talking about this, and I also want to be there to shake the hands of the engineers and get them to sign the flight stands for Victory Saber and Death Source. Because I have both of them, and I'm bringing the flight stands, and hopefully I can get them to sign them. And I'm hoping I get to be able to meet the Skybound Transformers group. I want to shake their hands and thank them for some wonderful stories, and talk to them about possibly doing some graphic audio or something like that for the Transformers the Skybound series. Because as a blind person and a Transformers fan, I would love there to be some content that I can acquire that and I love the people on YouTube who are making videos talking about Skybound because that's helping me keep up with the story. But I don't feel like I'm getting the entire story, and I think that if they were to do something like graphic audio, they would be able to make the Transformers Skybound series accessible to the blind fans out there. And I am gathering blind fans. Trust me on that one, because I preach how cool Transformers are, and I preach about how Transformers assist the blind because they're three-dimensional puzzles that you have to figure out with your fingers, and it helps in assisting in mind hand coordination. Because when you're a newly blind person, you could see your entire life and then you went blind, your entire life has been based around hand eye coordination. You need to change that up, and Transformers can help train you to move from hand eye coordination to hand mind coordination. And that's why I really praise the Transformers. They're wonderful fidget toys that really, I love me a three-dimensional puzzle that moves from one form to another form, and you can fiddle with it with your hands. And it's something that assisted me in climbing out of the pit of depression I fell into whenever I newly went blind. And trust me on this one, I have not met a newly blind person yet. A person who was sighted once and then went blind who did not fall into depression immediately after. They fell into depression, and then after time, they figured out how to get out of it. I created this channel to assist people in climbing out of that pit of depression because I've been there. I've been at the bottom of that pit, and I know the dreadful thoughts that happen at the bottom of that pit of depression. So I've created this entire channel to help people in assisting them in getting out. I climbed out of the pit, and I'm throwing the rope down, throwing down some ladders. I'm making some spotlights on those ladders. I'm making some noise. I'm trying to get people to climb the ladders and help themselves out. And I absolutely love doing it because I love Transformers and I love sharing Transformers. And what I love is the fact that I get to meet people who also love Transformers like me at places like MegaCon. But the difficulty I have in my life whenever it comes to this stuff is that nobody in my friend or family group is a Transformers fan. I am alone, and I rely on all of you out there, my fans, my viewers. We got to come up with a name for you. I think we'll come up with a name one day, right? Yeah, because everybody does at some point. But anyway, I rely on you to help me out with Transformers more than I rely on my family and friends to, because you guys out there are also the fans. You're watching me because you love Transformers too. And it's my hope that some of you are actually going to be at MegaCon on the 7th of February. And if you're not, please share this video with individuals who you think are going to be at MegaCon, who may be interested in hanging out with a cool blind guy and walking around and talking to different people. And trust me, I can use my blindness as a lever, so we can get into some back doors. And we could talk to some people that not everybody can talk to. People open doors for blind people. It is kind of something I've noticed. It's like a little, that cane gives me kind of a magic power, and I don't mind helping you out too. We can make a big group of it and walk around as a group of people chatting about Transformers, going to meet the Skybound crew, shaking their hands, getting them to sign things, meeting the Hasbro crew over at the Hasbro booth, getting them to sign some things and talking to them. I also want to meet voice actors, but I'm having a time navigating the MegaCon website. So if you know of any Transformers voice actors that are going to be there, please let me know in the comments below. And if you're going to be at MegaCon, please help me find them because I want them to sign my alternate universe Optimus Prime trailer. I do. I really do. I think it'd just be fun. And it is fun. It sounds like a lot of fun. I haven't been to MegaCon since since Stan Lee was there for the last time. Last time I was at MegaCon, I met Stan Lee, and that was it. So I want to be able to meet some cool people at this MegaCon, and I need your help in doing it. I love my family and friends to death, but they are not the biggest fans about these things, and so they don't know what to look for, and they don't know all the names. And heck, I've forgotten some of the names because I don't see them all the time anymore. It isn't like audio description tells me everybody that voice acts in every TV show that it talks to me about. And there's not many Transformers TV shows that have any sort of audio description, which is something that I intend to talk about with the Hasbro group. I want to push for audio description with Transformers. I want to push for Skybound Comics to work with graphic audio to start creating some audio comic books that cover their stories. Because from what I hear from YouTubers online, like Go Beyond Comics and them, is that this Skybound stuff is amazing. And I love listening to the Go Beyond Comics videos about Skybound Comics. And I would absolutely adore it if I could get a hold of some graphic audio. Just purchase a book on Audible that was like volume 1 of Skybound's Transformers, or volume 1 of Skybound as a whole, the Transformers, the G.I. Joe, and the Void Rivals stuff. I would love, absolutely love, to be able to talk to them about that and see if I can get that ball rolling, because I'm not the only blind Transformers fan out there. I don't believe I'm that special of a snowflake. So I'm pretty sure there's other blind people out there who also love Transformers just as much as me. And maybe they want to enjoy the comics like I want to enjoy the comics. Like, I used to read them, and Transformers vs. G.I. Joe was my favorite, at least the first 2 runs. And I think it'd be awesome to try and convince them to start working on getting more audio out there. And that's the thing I joke about most about blindness. Blindness is the most overlooked disability because it's the one people don't think about that often. We live in such a sighted world that it can be difficult to consider the blind, because you're just confronted with all this sight-based stuff that you don't even really think about it very often. And don't worry, I'm here to remind you. So if you want to meet up with me, I will be at the Transformers panel, the Haslab panel, at 11 a.m. on February 7th in the Orange County Convention Center, Orlando, Florida, MegaCon. I'll be there with my steel blind cape and my leather fedora. All right? And I'm going to try and, I may actually try to cosplay as Spike Witwicky from the G1 series. If I can get a hold of a Hardhat and some overalls and stuff, I may do that. But if I'm not doing that, then I will be wearing my typical leather fedora, and I will definitely have my steel blind cane on me. So look for the blind guy in the leather hat. I don't know how many blind people are going to be at MegaCon, but would it be fun if there's more? And that can be a fun game you can play when hanging out with me. Point out the blind guy, because I would like to meet other blind people at MegaCon. So if you're joining me for MegaCon and we make a big group and start walking around the convention center and laughing and having some fun, and you see a blind person, point them out. We will drag them into the group and make them an honorary member of the Blind Prime community. Because why not? And it sounds like it will be fun. And I am excited about it. And I hope you're excited about it. So please, go below, hit that like button, share and subscribe. Inform me in the comments if you're going. We can talk about meeting up, and we can set up some plans. And if you're not going, but you do know somebody that is going, then share this video with them and let them know, like, hey, there's going to be a blind Transformers fan there. Maybe you want to point them out and help them out. I mean, if I had known about MegaCon earlier, I would have applied to try and do a panel at MegaCon, because I love getting up on that stage and talking about blindness and how things like G.I. Joe and Transformers and Lego really assist with the blind, and how there's modern technologies are amazing in that they can make things more accessible to the blind. And I talk about accessibility technologies and things like that, and how a blind fan can enjoy this wonderful media. So I'm going to be doing a panel at another convention. I'm applying for panels right now to try and get as many panels this year as I can get into, and hopefully get some people to cover the travel expenses, because my finances are tight. Yeah. So if you want to help me out, if you want to meet me, if you want to shake my hand, meet me at the Hasbro panel for Haslab Transformers on February 7th at 11 a.m. I'm going to be there in the crowd. I am definitely going to get up there to try to meet the engineers and get them to sign some flight stands. So please look for me there, and yeah, talk about it in the comments below. Love to hear from you. Until next time, bye bye for now.